Hello, everybody. I just wanted to say thank you for watching this, first of all. Basically, we're going to hop on here with Sandra from CIBC. We've had a bunch of our clients reach out asking us how we can help them make a plan, what's different, what's going on in the marketplace. So we wanted to shoot a couple series of videos here talking to these our top partners to make sure that you have the best information so that you can make the right decision for you and your family. So welcome, Sandra. Thanks so much for joining us today. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Hi, Matthew. Thank you for having me on today. So my name is Sandra.Clemente. I'm a mobile mortgage advisor with CIBC. I've been in the banking world for almost 20 years.
Nice. Lots of experience.
Yeah. I've been a mobile mortgage advisor for about 7 years now. And yeah, I've been with CIBC for about 3, and nice. I love what I do. I'm really excited about this chat with you today. First-time buyers are kind of my passion.
Nice, nice. Why do you love working with first-time buyers so much?
I think it's just, I mean, I love my job in overall. So for me, it's like I could talk mortgages all day, but I think the first-time buyer, the reason that I'm so drawn to that particular niche in the market is like the excitement of it. You know, it's the biggest purchase of their life, and them coming to me, it's, you know, kind of like this big sense of responsibility that I really enjoy, and walking through the process with them and just being there when I make that call that they're approved, and the excitement on the other line. That's kind of what drives me.
Awesome. That's fantastic. So obviously there's all this craziness going on with shutdowns and everything like that. So to get to that exciting point where we have a brand new first-time buyer, you know, what is CIBC doing to be, or what are they doing differently? What are they doing to help out right now to get people approved and sorted out?
Yeah, you know what, Matthew, it's kind of interesting. I mean, obviously there's so much craziness and uncertainty going on right now, and everybody's super scared, and I completely understand. And I think the one thing for CIBC is nothing has really changed, in the sense that, you know, we still have processes in place, or we have now processes in place helping out the clients that, you know, are struggling a little bit financially. The people that are getting, you know, coming to me for pre-approval, like that process is still the same. It's more so when it comes to, you know, if the clients are laid off and stuff, we do have different ways of going about that. You know, we can still use their current income if they know that they're going to be going back to work. So nothing's really changed on that aspect, because, you know, CIBC has taken really big steps in I mean, clients for us are number one, right? So we want to make sure that everyone's taken care of, and in this time of struggle, I haven't honestly come across any big issues with this, which I know probably sounds a little bit weird because there's so much going on, but I'm actually super impressed, and one of the reasons why I'm so proud to work for a company like CIBC is the fact, like the initiatives they've been taking and the things they've been doing to just make sure that our clients are taken care of.
Okay. So what about like meetings and stuff? Obviously, normally we just say, hey, let's go for a coffee and we'll sit down, right? So what does that look like right now? You know, in collecting all the information. Obviously, you know, you used to collect that probably in person. You know, what does that look like right now?
Well, I mean, this is my first Zoom meeting, which I'm really excited about. So, you know, there's different platforms that we can use. There's mainly, I mean, we can't meet any clients. I've been working from home for the last, I don't even know, 7 weeks.
So that's a big change, right? Like that's something that's different, right?
Right. I mean, generally, you know how it is. With our jobs, we have the flexibility of doing that, but not on an everyday basis. But the good thing is we can still do verifications through email, lots of phone calls. You know, I haven't really done a lot of, you know, Zoom or video calls with clients, but telephone calls, emails, like you know, try very hard to stay on top of when a client needs, you know, help right now, especially in the uncertainties. The approval process, like I said, very similar. Nothing's really changed except for the fact that we can't meet face to face, right?
Okay, so that's really the only big difference is just the meetings. no handshakes for me. I just
No.
I miss the
No.
handshakes, man. Closing a deal, it's part of that ritual, right? Like we all have rituals that we enjoy, and that handshake usually is that huge ritual for me. So that's taken a bit of getting used to, but we got to keep people safe and healthy. What are some of the biggest challenges that you're seeing from your first-time buyers? What are they reaching out to you about? What are they worried about, and how are you solving that?
Again, I think it's just the uncertainty of, where things are at, especially with the market. Like I have clients who have been looking for a few months now, and their fears are that with everything going on, they're not going to be able to find the home that they want during this pandemic that we're in, unfortunately. From what I've been hearing, and you can correct me because that's your side of the job on the real estate end, but I haven't seen things really slowing down. Like, I mean, I've been fairly busy on my end as well. I mean, I know it's obviously different, but I think it's just that uncertainty. Like, is it the right time? Like, is this what I should be doing right now? Should I wait? And I think what I just try to say to them to comfort them is, again, every situation is different with every client.
Yeah.
And we have a way to help everybody. So for me, what I try to do is just comfort them and let them know that, there are ways that we can go about this. You can still buy that house that you want. We just need to figure out what scenario fits with each client.
Okay, so very similar fears before, right? Like,
right.
Is it the right time? Should I be in the market? Right? Are we going to find the right house? These are very similar issues, obviously in a bit of a different context, right? On our side, the market is it's doing okay. Like, it's definitely not as busy as it normally would be during this period, but there still are deals happening. There's still listings that are going. So, and what I'm telling people is, if you are ready to go, right, as you and I both know, the longer we spend in the market, the better we do at the end, right? Like,
of course,
housing is a long-term purchase. This is a long-term endeavor. It's not about coming out of something in 6 months or a year. This is, at least should be a 5 to 8 year purchase, right? So
for sure.
During this time, obviously there's a lot going on. Has CIBC put any programs in place to help, incentivize people to purchase now, or help out with that purchase to create that get in the market right now scenario?
Right, good question. So nothing really different has been put in place, but we do have some products that I don't know if a lot of people are aware of.
What are those?
We have, pardon?
What are those?
So we have one, which is our zero down, the flex down program, that if the client does not have a down payment, they can either borrow from a line of credit or even a loan and use that towards a down payment. Now, that isn't one of the standard rules, but CIBC has a program in place specifically for first-time buyers, I would say, generally, because if they don't have the down payment, the only thing is, just like any other thing, they have to qualify for the line of credit or loan and the mortgage.
Okay. So in that scenario, they might not be able to kind of max out on that purchase price, because they'd have to include that line of credit in there as the down payment.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
No,
but it's still a really helpful tool, because if a client, for whatever reason, if they don't have a savings plan in place and they haven't really prepared for, buying their first home, but they want to buy one now, that's a really good option, because as long as they can qualify for both, they can definitely use that program. And it's awesome. Like, I've used it a lot for a lot of clients who, or even just closing costs or things that they're short with.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be just down payment. It could help out on other points, right? So basically, if you've got that 5% and you're still requiring the 2% for closing, and there's a great deal out there right now, because guys, there's great deals out there right now, right?
There is.
So then you could basically get into the market like that with that program.
Absolutely. We also have another one that's one of my favorites that I don't know if a lot of people are aware of, but we also have the 5% cashback program. So right now we have two. Yeah. So right now we have two incentives. The cashback it's an ongoing program that we have, but we also have cashback for any buyers that are purchasing a home. Dependent on the size of the mortgage, they can get up to $3,000 in cash that will be deposited into their bank account about 6 to 8 weeks after. So that's a good little chunk of cash for, to help out with even legal fees or I mean, it does take a little bit to get in the account, but
Yeah.
but once it's there, you can use that money for everything. And that's just our way of wanting to help our clients with a little bit of, you know, any kind of little debts or little things that they might to pay off. But our 5% cash back, now that's our big one, and that's one that I really like. A lot of clients have been taking advantage of it. There are no other FIs really that have up to 5%. So how it works is, you know, every situation is different. So I'm not going to get into too many numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
But whatever the mortgage amount, like, so let's just say the mortgage amount is $300,000. You can do up to 5%, so $15,000.
Wow.
And that money is basically deposited into the client's bank account the day after the mortgage advances.
Wow,
So
that's a fantastic program. I have not heard of that with any other lenders either.
yeah, it's a good one.
Absolutely, that's a very, very good program. Now, in that program, so obviously you have the $3,000 one, and the 5% one. Do you have to take the full 5%?
You don't. You don't have to take the full 5%. And basically, how it works is the rate is obviously going to be a little bit higher. Again, it all depends on the client's situation.
Absolutely.
Most FIs that do this program, they go based on what the posted rate is. We don't necessarily do it that way. We'll add a certain percentage to the mortgage amount. So what clients don't understand is, I mean, if you look at right now, the rates are really low.
Yeah.
So even adding like a percent onto that, I'm just going to throw out a number like 394 for a 5-year term. That's not a high mortgage. That's not a high rate. We know this. Like that's what the rates were like a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
So
that's a fantastic rate.
yeah. So again, that's just like me just throwing a number out there, but a lot of clients use that for, you know, renovations on the house or buying furniture, or you know, some clients take that cash and apply it directly towards the mortgage so that it goes towards the principal right away. Okay. So there's so many different ways that money can be used to help out the client dependent on their current situation. Yeah. It's a program that we take a lot of pride in at CIBC because it's not a lot of FIs offer it, and the way that we do it, it's super beneficial for our clients.
Yeah, no, that sounds exciting. So really, so the only extra cost then associated with that is you're going to get a bit of a higher rate. Is there any other other fees, hidden fees or anything like that, right? Or is it just the higher interest rate?
It's just basically the higher interest rate. The thing is, you have to keep the term for the full 5 years. Okay. So if you were to break that term, you'd have to pay the cash back.
Okay, so that's like something where you got to be kind of solid.
I'll just throw out a quick scenario. So if a client's in a term for 5 years and they do the cash back, but you know they find a different house within like 3 years, we have the portability option.
Oh, okay, so you can port it.
Right. So if you port the mortgage, you're porting the cash back along with it, so there's no penalty.
Okay, so then the penalty would only apply if it was an absolute break and you were out of the mortgage altogether.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So obviously there's some great programs that CIBC is offering, and they're very, very exciting. So what's the first step that a client can take to get moving?
So the first step is getting a pre-approval. That is probably the most important thing for a client, because that way they know exactly where they stand and how much they can actually, you know, put as an offer for a home. Okay. So income verification, down payment verification, you know, we do a full credit bureau and we do a pre-approval here at CIBC because we want to make sure that, you know, their situation right now is where they're at, and that's what they can get pre-approved for. Okay. And basically there's different income docs for every situation. So if there's fluctuating income or commission or overtime, then we look at doing like a 2-year average. But otherwise, it's just standard, you know, T4 pay stub. I contact the client. We would do a meeting. Otherwise, a telephone call or email, and we get all the docs up front. We can do the pre-approval fairly quickly, and it's peace of mind for the client, peace of mind for the realtor. And I always recommend getting pre-approved prior to start the home for like
So,
searching
yeah.
process.
So that's the first step, right? It makes sure that they understand their budget. It makes sure they understand if there's any issues, they can work through those. Now, in that step, like, what are we talking? Like, should they be waiting like a couple of weeks before they want to start their search? 6 months? Like, ASAP? Like, how long before they're thinking of buying should they be talking to you? Probably right away, right?
Right away. Yeah, right away. And again, that's more peace of mind for them as well, so that they have a really good idea of where they stand
Yeah.
and how much they can start shopping around for. Usually, like if a client is looking within the year, I would tell them to make sure that they, contact me right away and we can get the process going. And yeah,
Perfect.
right away.
Great. Okay. So through all of this, what is your best advice for a first-time home buyer after all of your years of experience in lending and going through all of those steps? What's your best advice that you could give somebody that's thinking about buying their first home?
Well, my best advice would be, like on my end, again, getting pre-approved.
Okay.
I don't think that people understand the importance of that.
Okay.
I mean, there's been situations where clients will just, put an offer and they're not pre-approved, and then all these issues come up. I'm sure you've seen that.
Oh yeah, we've been there. We've been there.
So
yeah.
I always recommend the pre-approval first, and then using a realtor. A lot of
Okay.
clients aren't aware of that, and they start doing it alone, and especially for first-time buyers, I'm super passionate about getting them to a realtor for you guys to help them.
Yeah.
Because they don't know, right? They think, oh, I can just go online and look on my own. But the value that that realtors bring to the process is huge. And that would be probably my two big things: pre-approval and contact a realtor.
Awesome. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to help our first-time buyers out and help everybody out understand some of the programs that CIBC is putting in place and kind of what's different, how to navigate some of that world. So now, how can people get in contact with you? Maybe we'll throw your contact info up on the YouTube link there and share it on our stories there so people could phone, email.
Sure. So I have a direct phone number that is my cell phone, so it's basically attached to me. So I have that. Email, texting, any of those platforms, and especially right now, like I'm very open to answering questions. I know there's a lot of fear and a lot of nervousness around the issue, but I'm here to help out in any way that I can, answer any questions. Every situation is unique for everyone, so I would encourage anybody who's going through wanting to purchase a home right now, please contact me. I'd love to help you. We have some great things going on with CIBC, and I know we have something for everybody. So
nice. Well, that's fantastic. Again, thank you so much. Everybody, I hope you have a great day. If you need any help with financing, reach out to Sandra. If you're thinking about the market, if you need any questions about that, or after you've got your pre-approval and you want to start the process, make sure to reach out to us. We're always here to help. Anything that we can do to help out, we're here for you. Everybody take care. Have a great day.
Thank you.